The Nelk boys made $23 million from their NFT. What did they do with all that money? 4 months ago, we unveiled their scam and failed promises. A few days ago, John Shahidi responded with a plan of action for the victims. What was once seen as a potential massive project has turned into an expensive joke for those who bought in. Even some of their biggest supporters have acknowledged publicly that they were scammed. The project's problems gained a lot of attention after numerous YouTubers spoke about it. I'd like to think we played a part in them finally responding. Their response is weird though. Half decent, half downright insulting. Their fans were promised the world before purchasing the NFT. Over 2 years later, and the team has finally given an update. What's their solution? Let's explore. NFTs were the latest get-rich-quick scheme on social media. A couple years later, we can now properly evaluate how much of a scam the industry was. It was hard to actually find a legitimate NFT project. In January 2022, looking to capitalize on the craze, the Nelk boys offered their Metacard NFT for the mint price of 0.75 ETH, roughly $2,300 at the time. However, with the early demand skyrocketing, many holders bought in at much higher prices in the range of $4,000, with one guy spending over $8,000 for just one NFT. With 10,000 of their biggest fans buying an NFT, they essentially raised $23 million in a single day. That's not supposed to be profit because there were benefits attached to those who bought an NFT. There was also the promise, or at the very least expectation, that the NFT would hold its value or even increase in value over time. Watch my initial video if you want the full picture, but needless to say, Nelk contributed very little to their community after the mint. Their Instagram account has posted many benefits given to holders, but it's easy to forget that there are 10,000 NFTs owned by about 8,000 different people initially. While some have been provided a unique experience as a benefit of being a holder, we're still referring to a minuscule fraction of the holders. Philion made a video covering the story. Kavos made a video covering the story. In my video exposing the story has nearly hit 300,000 views. Before we unveil the ultimatum given to the holders, I'll show John's message to the group after my video was released. Some things that YouTube guy left out. I feel offended because my nickname is White Boy Spencer. I also want to point out that the communication to the members in the Discord was really poor, but within 3 hours he had a detailed message about the YouTube guy's video. He failed to mention the full send Alien Friends free mint. I'm not sure about all the details with this other NFT, but my opinion is still pretty much the same. They're worthless. There is no value. Someone may be willing to pay something for it, but that just means you're hoping to find a bigger idiot than you are. According to the OpenSea account, this NFT project has 1,000 items. This chart indicates only 647 unique holders of this NFT. There are 10,000 Metacard NFTs and only 1,000 Alien Friends NFTs, so the math isn't mathing. The utility of these NFTs is incredible. Think of how cool you must look to open up your OpenSea account at a party and show off your ownership of these JPEGs. Easily worth the price if you ask me. The Metacard event with Snoop was 800 holders, not 300. The $23 million budget was apparently too small to get someone relevant or put on an event people would actually enjoy. Also, the holders are global, so one event means most won't be close enough to attend or have the ability to fly in. Despite the offer presented to the Metacard holders, something still doesn't smell right. The best way to ensure you smell right is by taking advantage of a subscription service like Scentbird. Not only are they supporting my channel, they're also helping me upgrade my fragrance game. I was pleasantly surprised at how easy their process was to find a fragrance that I wanted. This month I received Aqua de Santos by House of Beau, Continuum by Tui, and Amore Cafe by Mancera Paris. My personal favorite is definitely the Amore Cafe by Mancera Paris. I have an ice cream addiction and it legit smells like vanilla ice cream, so fellas out there, if your girl's into vanilla, she's gonna be all over you. What's really cool is Scentbird provides notes on what scent is found in each fragrance, allowing you to easily select other fragrances that match your style and preference. I began using Scentbird a few months ago and have enjoyed all of my new colognes. Scentbird is a fragrance subscription service with a mission to empower everyone to learn about fragrance and its uplifting effect on your style and vibe. For just $17 a month, you can choose a new designer fragrance to try every month before committing to a full-size bottle. What's great about their service is the product they send will last you at least 30 days. Click my link in the description below to upgrade your fragrance game. Take advantage of 55% off your first month. That's just over $8 if you use the coupon code SPENCER55 at checkout. Start smelling amazing today. Final number was not over $20 million since everyone held on to their ETH or bought NFTs like the Bored Apes and everything crashed. That's not how this works, John. 10,000 NFTs with a mint of around $2,300 equals $23 million. Whether you made the poor decision of buying other NFTs or holding on to ETH is irrelevant. Their OpenSea indicates the creator keeps 10% earnings. As I've been told, NFT creators keep that 10% on all future sales, so my $23 million number isn't including all of the money generated from sales. Their OpenSea account indicates 17,809 total volume of ETH. If you take the average price of ETH over the lifetime of the NFT, they're somewhere in the ballpark of $3.6 million in royalties. Calling NFTs the greatest scam influencers ever pulled would be an understatement. As Nelk promotes all the benefits allegedly given to the holders, keep in mind that the $3.6 million in royalties is more than all the money they've spent on their holders thus far. I'm sure he missed out on more about meetups and other giveaways, but too many for me to keep track, so not going to count. If you hand me $23 million plus $3.5 million in royalties and I give away $1 million, that doesn't make me a saint, nor does it dissolve my liability for operating a scam. Also, why not just list a few of them to make a point? Maybe because they don't exist? What he is not wrong about is, I do like to give credit where people admit mistakes, so props to John for posting this. Gyms and lounges were promised but are not happening. Anybody with an ounce of business knowledge knew that gyms and lounges were impossible. You can't run a business without income. The capital will dry up faster than the .com startups. So were they that dumb, or did they know the gyms and lounges were never coming from the beginning? Dealing with legal has been tough but is being worked out. That's because your legal team probably didn't approve of this in the first place. Let's see what the SEC says about NFTs. In the first video, I highlighted how Impact Theory was hit with a massive fine and told to shut down their NFT because it was considered a security. SEC charges creator of Stoner Cat's web series for unregistered offerings of NFTs. According to the SEC order on July 27, 2021, SC2 offered and sold to investors more than 10,000 NFTs for approximately $800 each, selling out in 35 minutes. $8 million raised for their venture, but the SEC said no, no, no. Here, the SEC's order finds that Stoner Cat's marketed its knowledge of crypto projects, touted that the price of their NFTs could increase, and took other steps that led investors to believe they would profit from selling the NFTs in the secondary market. Let's see if the Nelk boys did something similar. With how the SEC ruled on those two projects, we can assume they would rule similarly on the MetaCard project, so John and the boys had to pivot in order to avoid penalties and fines. Here's their ultimatum. This portal message states that Board Jerky was released on April 20, 2024, and that today it is our distinct pleasure to announce the exclusive MetaCard holder and Board Jerky program. Nelk had been posting about Board Jerky on social media and had mentioned the product a few times on popular podcasts. By all accounts, it seems to be a hit with their fans. We are excited to announce that we have reserved 40% of Board Jerky as a company for your benefit. This 40% is reserved only for MetaCard holders and represents our belief in this community. This may seem like a huge benefit, but I'll break it down further in a minute. They label it as phantom stock, giving select people many of the benefits of stock ownership without actually giving them company stock. In their official phantom stock agreement sent to the holders, there is a vesting requirement. This is my absolute favorite part of this entire NFT scam. For those who may not know what vesting means, it's essentially the prerequisite for earning your equity. Vests in full upon the closing date, but only if, prior to the closing date, participant has referred 3 unique customers to Board Jerky LLC using participant's personal affiliate link. You have to sell Board Jerky to 3 unique people before you can earn your equity, so you paid them $2,300 for the scam NFT, or much higher in some cases, and now you have to refer more people to their products before you get your equity. I'm at a loss for how brilliantly hilarious this scheme is. They somehow found a way to create a new scam in response to their original scam. Bravo, future scammers take notes. They claim the base value of a phantom stock is worth a penny. Here's why I'm skeptical of this payout being lucrative for the holders. Let's assume Board Jerky becomes a massive consumer packaged goods company like Nut Pods and can sell for over $100 million in 5 years. No guys, Nut Pods is not a private place to jerk your meat, it's a plant-based coffee creamer. I think it's possible, but let's assume it happens despite there being a scenario where it doesn't. A $100 million sale means $40 million to the holders. Amazing, right? Well, not exactly, because there are 10,000 NFTs. Each NFT would theoretically earn about $4,000, which is magically around the same price that many people paid for their NFT. Not to mention, if they're forcing their NFT holders to affiliate market for the Board Jerky product, there's a chance that the company's sales figures are much worse than we know. Immediate revenue share through an exclusive Board Jerky affiliate program. Almost no one will make money doing this because they don't have an audience, but it looks good on this benefits page. And what's better than having a meetup in your living room pitching your friends and family on joining an affiliate program for beef jerky with an NFT on the packaging? This is one step shy of those old school Tupperware MLMs moms did in the 90s. I've also been told there's an affiliate program for merch and they're 2 months late on payments, so consider me skeptical. Semi-annual updates and presentations directly from the management team. The communication has been so poor with the Full Send leadership team that they consider presentations and 2 updates a year as a benefit. That should be the bare minimum after spending thousands on a stupid JPEG. Also, the only reason they even bothered to update their holders was because I made the video exposing them. Speaking of stupid, this is easily the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Worse than having a tattoo of your ex-girlfriend's name. Surprisingly, this is not a prank. This is a video of one of their holders tattooing the Metacard NFT on his arm. Do you think he'll get made fun of more for buying the NFT or for the tattoo? At this point, I can't tell which was a worse decision. He claims to have paid $2,000 for the Metacard and $1,000 for the tattoo. If you ever wondered who the people buying these NFTs were and who fall for influencer-driven scams, look no further. Their only success in life might be winning a Darwin Award. When asked about paying $1,000 for a tattoo, the guy responded, "Yes, he did an amazing job. I also owed him some money." The next guy said, "It's like all you know how to do is get ripped off." The reason why I'm not sold on the phantom stock idea is because A, the liquidity event may never come, or B, you may have to wait 5+ years for the sale, and C, how much of the pie do you really have? I do think John and the team have shown enough effort in their brands and products to believe they will pay out the holders in the event they sell board jerky, but I'm hesitant. They now have a massive incentive to not sell. It basically says we owe you money in 10 years or if there's a liquidity event, whichever comes first. There's a chance the holders don't see a dollar until May 2034. Nelk promoted their full scent supplement line pretty heavily when they first released. This is the supplement's official website now. If you follow the link to the Amazon store, you'll only find one product. All of their former products resemble this page where the product is unavailable. This isn't meant to knock on a failed business, I'm just pointing out how a supplement line that was getting pushed by a YouTube channel with millions of views and a perceived pretty good audience product fit didn't work out. Board jerky is far from a guarantee of working out, let alone selling for multiple 9 figures, the bare minimum for holders to recoup their money. I think John Shahidi and the team he's built have the capability of succeeding in the CPG space. Happy Dad is undoubtedly a massive success, and board jerky could be a success too. The only problem is that Happy Dad is promoted everywhere with Nelk while board jerky isn't. Nelk has a gravy train on the way to a potential 10-figure exit with Happy Dad, so they absolutely will not be substituting Happy Dad with board jerky. Do you really think they're going to replace Happy Dad as the sponsor of their podcast with a jerky? I highly doubt it. That massively limits the upside potential of the jerky as the eyeballs won't be the same as Happy Dad. For those who do not wish to participate in the board jerky program, we are happy to refund your Metacard purchase and we'll even throw in interest. I do want to point out that John has offered a partial refund to the holders. If he fulfills his promise, I do want to highlight this. They have given a rescission agreement to the holders, which is basically an offer to trade their NFT for a refund and no class action lawsuit. The refund is allegedly going to be $2,300 cash. If they follow through with a refund of $2,300 and actually deliver, I do want to recognize how important this is. Does this make all of the holders whole? Of course not. Many bought into the hype at much higher prices, but it's a pretty big payment for a failed project. This is why the work I and many other YouTubers do exposing scams is so vital. If we had not brought Nelk's scam to light, I do not believe they would be offering refunds at all. First problem with the refund is that it's in USD, making it challenging for non-USA residents to recoup. I've been told they need to open a US-based bank account to receive a refund. Second, the refund is not in ETH like when purchased, so the Metacard holders missed out on all of the ETH appreciation in the past 2 years, which is about 40%. Third problem I have with the Metacard NFT is I believe they use the money generated to act as startup capital for Happy Dad. I'm sure they'll disagree, but I have a hard time believing the Metacard money just sat in a bank account to be used later for NFT holders. I'm not buying it. Now that Happy Dad is probably printing cash flow every month, they can afford to refund all of the NFT holders. We'll never know if they would actually be offering these refunds had Happy Dad failed. In this case, I think Full Send's morals were only as good as their financial capabilities. They only care now because the NFT startup capital created Happy Dad. That product took a few years to get going, but now that it's profitable, they can pay back the venture capitalists, aka the NFT holders. The catch is that the venture capitalists don't get a piece of the Happy Dad upside. They only receive a partial refund for all of their risk. Many of the holders bought their NFTs on the secondary market for far more than $2,300. So they gave Full Send a bunch of money, didn't receive anything, waited years for the benefits, watched as Kyle disappear from the project he believed in so much for about 2 months, and then only received a partial refund after Happy Dad became profitable. NFTs were the most lucrative legalized scam on social media possibly the world has ever seen. Well played, Nelk. You may have written the playbook for future scammers. Thanks for watching.